Hello and welcome to this week's State of Events. I'm Alicia Mayo.
And I'm Tanya Zelke. Let's get to our top story.
Political pundits are calling it the biggest upset in United States history. Donald Trump will be president. Over the weekend, the president-elect began assembling his cabinet. State of Events reporter Michael Overby joins us in the studio with a look at what has been a historic week.
And Mr. Trump hasn't wasted any of his time. The president-elect and his lead staffers are working day and night at Trump Tower as they make key decisions as to who will be on his cabinet. We are 2 months away from what Donald Trump has been working for these last 2 years.
And we will make America great again.
And after a stunning win that shocked the world last week, thousands took to the streets in protest. This, however, has not stopped Trump from moving forward with his presidential duties. Trump has named Reince Priebus as his chief of staff. Priebus heads the Republican National Committee, but will resign to fulfill his new commitment. He also appointed Stephen Bannon, the executive chairman of conservative media site Breitbart, as his new chief strategist. Over the course of the coming weeks, Trump is expected to fully appoint his cabinet. On a 60 Minutes interview this past Sunday, Trump also spoke on what he actually meant by some of his campaign statements. He mentioned that the wall may actually be part fence and considered keeping parts of Obamacare, rather than repealing it entirely. All this and more is sure to come over the course of the next 2 months before Donald Trump is sworn into office. Donald Trump has 64 days until he is sworn into office, and with roughly 4,000 positions to appoint, he's going to have quite a busy schedule. For more updates on the president-elect, stay tuned to State of Events. Back to you, Tanya.
Thanks, Michael. President-elect Donald Trump says he plans to make many changes. At the top of his list is immigration. State of Events' Nicolette Stewart reports from the newsroom on the possible changes that could affect the H-1B visa.
A lot of the tech industry uses what is called the HB1 visa. This allows people to come from other countries and work in the U.S. for 3 years. And Trump, throughout his campaign, has been going back and forth about whether or not to get rid of it. President-elect Donald Trump is causing a frenzy in Silicon Valley. Immigration has been the frontrunner of Trump's campaign.
All immigration laws will be enforced. No one will be immune or exempt from enforcement.
He has stuck to his idea of building a wall across the United States and Mexico border, but has continued to go back and forth on the H-1B program that grants temporary visas for people from foreign countries to work in the United States. Donald Trump says, and I quote, "My plan will improve the number of Black, Hispanic, and female workers in Silicon Valley who have been passed over in favor of the H-1B program." The CEO and co-founder of Google, as well as the Microsoft chief, are all immigrants. Tech reporter Nick Stats says the entire Silicon Valley philosophy rests on the idea of rewarding individuals for hard work, talent, and ingenuity, regardless of race, class, or country of origin. Today, the H-1B visa is the most used system to bring highly skilled foreign workers into the U.S. And, according to the National Foundation for American Policy, more than half of U.S. tech startups are founded by immigrants. So without an easy path to citizenship, Silicon Valley looks at losing more than just a little bit. Live from the newsroom, I'm Nicolette Stewart. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Nicolette. By approving Prop 64, California becomes the 5th state to legalize recreational marijuana. Some who are pro-legalization are concerned that when it comes to 64, the devil is in the details. State of Events' Abene Clayton has the story in this live report.
According to the California Department of Justice, 2015 saw almost 9,000 felony arrests for marijuana. 10% of those arrested were juveniles. Supporters of 64 say that recreational legalization will make that number even lower.
For juveniles, possession of marijuana carried a maximum sentence of 3 years. Now, the punishment is less severe.
Simply a fine. In some cases, there's some public health mandates that they have to attend certain treatment programs or counseling services.
But for those who are incarcerated for pot-related crimes, freedom may be a long process.
Halfway retroactive is what it's called, and they have to go through a process with the judge and with the courts, and the judge has to evaluate the circumstances with which they got their record.
Pro-cannabis activist Dragonfly de la Luz worries that cannabis will become commercialized in the same way as tobacco, but Sabrina says that small farmers can stay in business if they follow regulations.
The goal is to have operators act responsibly, provide protections for existing businesses to.
Just like alcohol, marijuana is illegal to consume in public. As far as interactions between police and marijuana users, they are waiting to hear from the state capitol. I spoke with Richmond PD and they say that they have not received any enforcement guidelines from Sacramento. Live in San Francisco, I'm Albany Clayton, State of Events. Back to you in the studio.
The city of Berkeley made history by electing its first Latino mayor. Former city councilman Jesse Araguin won the popular vote in a tight race against 7 other opponents. Araguin was endorsed by Democratic presidential candidate Bernie Sanders. Araguin ran on the platform of change, saying that he wants to move Berkeley forward with a progressive future.
Continuing with our election coverage, State of Events, Andrew Bry has a live report on a historic election in the Central Valley. Andrew?
The story of Michael Tubbs is as astonishing as it is young. He was raised in Stockton, graduated from Stanford, held internships at both the White House and at Google, and also held a post on the Stockton City Council, all before the age of 25. So what's next? Well, Mayor of Stockton. The spirit of many Stocktonians was uplifted last Tuesday as Michael Tubbs was announced as mayor-elect. Tubbs received 70% of the vote in a landslide victory against the incumbent, Anthony Silva. Although he is the youngest mayor in Stockton's extensive history, Mayor-elect Tubbs has put forth an agenda to help provide hope for the community.
Mayor, my focus will be providing as much opportunity for people as I can, so that people can make the right choice and make good choices.
Tubbs has made it his mission to reinvent Stockton. And while the city has had times of peril, he is not concerned going forward. Mayor-elect Tubbs looks to invest in constructive environments and groups for at-risk youth, stable housing for homeless people, and beautification for diminished areas. And he is ready to act on these promises.
So we hit the ground running because there's so much work to do in Stockton, but I'm excited to be a part and to be the leader leading a lot of that work.
Tubbs has an ambitious vision for solving the city's problems. He will face obstacles over the next 4 years. But Tubbs is also a proven change maker and looks to continue that pattern going forward as mayor of the city. Live in San Francisco, I'm Andrew Bry, State of Events.
Up next, the future of Bay Area cities and their soda beverages. How will the new soda tax affect consumer prices?
And overcrowded BART trains, a thing of the past? We have a report on how Measure RR can help when we come back.
Sometimes it's hard to juggle everything at once. Different lessons to learn. Different places to explore. Different errands to run. But the one thing that always gets me through the day is my reusable bag. Make it a habit and grab it. This message brought to you by the Bay Area Recycling Outreach Coalition.
I want to talk to you today about Habitat for Humanity Greater San Francisco and how it changes lives. Jake wanted to give another kid a chance to grow in his community while volunteering on the construction site of a Habitat home. His mom, Kathy, was inspired by her son's example. She donated her time and her money. Joyce and her kids are looking forward to a better tomorrow. See how your contribution is changing lives. Habitat for Humanity Greater San Francisco, building homes and hope in Marin, San Francisco, and the Peninsula.
BART riders understand overcrowding, but what are the safe capacities for BART trains?
State of Events, Uliani Gray explains just how crowded is unsafe and what BART plans on doing about it.
BART riders understand there's no such thing as personal space. With overcrowding, pushing, and maximum capacities, riders are ready for an overhaul.
It's too crowded. There's too many people. No matter what time of day you take it, I'm constantly battling to get on and off.
Train comfort is 100 people per car. That's 60 sitting and roughly 40 standing. Overcrowding is anything over 140 during commuter hours. BART trains have been holding what transit planners call crush loads. This is 200 plus riders during commuter hours. With overcrowding and age and over maintenance, the BART infrastructure needs repair.
It's really overcrowded. It's hard when you have a long day at work and then have to get on the BART. And for one, you can't sit down. And then two, it's just, you don't have your own space. So you're kind of annoyed after a long day, and it's just kind of irritating.
A system that held roughly 100,000 people when first built has now grown to 430,000 riders per day. With this huge rise in ridership, the system's infrastructure is in need of a total overhaul. The passing of Measure RR, a $3.5 billion bond, will definitely help to achieve that.
These additional funds will help to repair BART tracks, restore damaged tunnels, and overhaul the electrical system. BART plans on adding a little over 1,000 new cars to its fleet in hopes to ease overcrowding and create a better experience for riders, like more space, overhead air conditioning, and user-friendly designs. This new fleet is currently being tested and should roll out in May 2017.
Thanks, Uilani. If you like soda, it may come at a price. 3 Bay Area cities voted on an ad for 1 cent per ounce tax on sweetened beverages. In a live report, State of Events reporter Andriana Shepard tells us which cities are affected.
Berkeley was the first city in the U.S. to pass the tax in 2014. San Francisco, Oakland, and Albany passed the tax on sugary drinks last week. They include soda, sports drinks, and sweet tea.
In a big win for health advocates, Prop V, Measure HH, and Measure 01 passed in San Francisco, Oakland, and Albany, respectively. Residents in all 3 Bay Area cities voted for a 1 cent per ounce tax on sugary beverages. The goal of the measures was to help lower obesity and diabetes rates. San Francisco resident Rebecca Martinez says she does not think the tax will affect her that much.
It's a step in the right direction, but I don't think it'll be that bad.
62% of San Franciscan voters said yes on Prop V, a whopping 71% of Albany voters voted for the tax, and a 61% of Oaklanders who voted were in favor. Although Martinez is for the tax, she does not plan to slow down her sugary drink consumption.
Yes, I will still drink soda.
The tax goes into effect next July in Oakland and January 1st, 2018 in San Francisco.
San Francisco, Oakland, and Albany weren't the only cities in the nation to pass a tax on sugary drinks last week. Chicago also approved a 1 cent per ounce tax on sugary drinks, but Boulder, Colorado imposed a 2 cent per ounce tax. Live in San Francisco, I'm Andriana Shepard, State of Events. Alicia, back to you.
Rideshare company Uber is making some changes to its app. This is the first major update since 2012. State of Events Tessa Kleinbell is here in the studio with details on the new features.
Thanks, Alicia. Uber's update introduces faster pickup options and the ability to connect your phone's calendar to the app. However, the big change is turning where your friend is standing into a location.
1 million trips each day. That is the self-proclaimed number from rideshare company Uber themselves. With that many Uber rides on the road now today, it is no wonder that the app needed an update. The big change was setting a location.
The new update allows you to request a ride directly to your friend's location by typing your friend's name into the Where To search option. Uber will access your contacts and use the person's location as a destination. That is, after your friend allows their location to be shared. Uber founder and CEO Travis Kalanick says the app updates intend to save people time and that a new system to deal with a growing set of features that were piling up on an older design was necessary. Uber riders agree.
I think it's a great idea. I'm always calling my friends saying, hey, where are you at? And they have no clue. So this is good. Still save time and energy as well.
Uber says these features will become available in the coming weeks. I'm Tessa Kleinbell, State of Events. Tanya, back to you.
The number of Lyft and Uber drivers are increasing rapidly. The city is trying to look more closely at regulating Uber and Lyft. Data from the SF Treasurer's Office says that there are approximately 45,000 drivers signed up. By comparison, there are only 1,800 taxi cabs in service. That's a fear that too many cars on the road could potentially lead to transportation issues for the Bay Area in the future.
Crab lovers, stay tuned. We have the latest on this year's crab season.
And a popular clothing store is partnering up with a high-end designer once again. We'll have more when we come back from the break.
Chances of playing in the NFL, 1 in 1,500. Chances of becoming a pop star, 1 in 3,000. Chances of becoming a Hollywood actor, 1 in 5,000. Chances of getting into a school of your choice are better than 4 in 5. First round enrollment. It's for your family's future.
There are many important days in your child's life. Their first birthday, their first big game, their first day of school. Choosing the right school for your child sets them on a path for success. Apply on time. It's for your family's future.
Great news for crab lovers. The California Department of Fish and Wildlife is giving the green light to some commercial Dungeness crab fishing. The crab industry is recovering from last year's dismal season. State of Events' Uilani Gray is live at Ocean Beach to bring us more.
Bay Area crab lovers can pull out their party hats this season. Commercial crab fishermen have headed to sea. It's no wonder that the state region has opened up the flood doors for people to start crab fishing.
Crab consumers can breathe a sigh of relief knowing they'll have crab for Thanksgiving and Christmas holidays.
I think consumers can expect very hearty, a good feel in the crab. Sizing should be good too as well. So the only problem I have is maybe supply because of the closure.
Most coastal areas were given the go-ahead to start fishing. Unfortunately, Point Reyes and Sonoma-Mendocino County lines will remain closed due to high levels of domoic acid.
There was only one crab that had spiked. So as of today, we're hoping to get results from a retest.
Consumers should still be optimistic.
They should be excited, and we are excited because the fact that, the testing came in and it looks promising, and we're hopeful.
Domoic acid is an algae that is found along the West Coast. If ingested, it can cause illness. The CDFW advises recreational users not to eat the internal organs, otherwise known as the butter or the guts, and to make sure to clean them thoroughly.
They will continue to test domoic acid in levels of areas that remain closed. The ban will be lifted once the acid levels have been reduced and it's safe for consumers. States are still optimistic. This is going to be a fabulous season. In San Francisco, Uilani Gray, State of Events.
As the economy grows, so have charitable donations. Last year, we saw historic numbers for the second year in a row at an estimated $373 billion. Giving USA's annual report shows an increase of 4% over the last year. In 2015, contributions were estimated at $359 billion. A researcher at Indiana University says more people give than vote.
Fashion brand H&M is stepping out of the box with its latest collaboration. Its exclusive collection with Paris designer Kenzo hit the stores last week. State of Events reporter Thelma Annan joins us in the studio with the details on what to add to your wardrobe.
Thanks, Tanya. Can't wait until Black Friday for the best fashion deals? Thanks to H&M, you don't have to. The long-awaited Kenzo by H&M collaboration has officially hit stores. Is your wallet ready?
Kenzo clothing is known for their bold colors and charismatic designs, and they didn't hold a thing back with this collaboration. Kenzo is all about clashing patterns and layering this season. The Japanese-European blend of their clothing is what makes the brand so popular. Their jungle-themed H&M collection is just as diverse as their models. Supermodel Iman, actress Rosario Dawson, and Chance the Rapper are some of the collection's ambassadors. So what makes this H&M collection so different? There's something for both women and men this year.
We wanted to do something that was super, super special. It's a very, very unique experience.
The line features sweaters, dresses, shoes, and accessories such as hats and bags.
Kenzo clothing normally ranges from $120 to $2,000, but you can snag an item from the H&M collection for just $14.99. In the studio, this is Thelma Annan, State of Events.
Coming up, the Warriors beat the Suns. We have game day highlights up next.
And Alonzo King's well-known Lions Ballet trains dancers from all over the world. We have a peek into the ballet program.
When it's time to choose healthcare for your child, you want the best. When it's time for your child's physical exam, you want a professional you can trust. At Valencia Health Services, your time is well spent. We provide professional quality healthcare. Valencia Health Services, dedicating quality time to every child, every visit. Committed to professional healthcare because your child's health is our first priority. Valencia Health Services, quality time because we care.
Here, Mommy, you hold the bag. I made it for you in school today.
Oh, sweetie, it's beautiful. Wow, I love that bag.
Thanks. It's one of a kind.
Oh, fabulous bag. Who makes it?
I did.
To learn more about why you should bring your own bag, visit IGotMyBag.org.
That's amazing! High five! That's fantastic!
To learn more about why you should make it a habit and grab it, visit IGotMyBag.org.
Welcome back to State of Events. The Oakland Raiders are having one of their best seasons in recent memory. Longtime owner Al Davis always said, "Just win, baby," and that's exactly what they're doing.
Carr open. Oh, he's got Wolford. That is a touchdown.
The 7-2 Oakland Raiders wrap up the first half of their season as one of the surprise teams in the NFL. With quarterback Derek Carr commanding the offense, they rank among the league's best in almost every offensive category. Wide receivers Amari Cooper and Michael Crabtree are among the standout players that are having career seasons.
Carr lets it fly. He's got a man wide open. It's Amari Cooper into the open field. Touchdown, Raiders!
The Silver and Black's electric offense is one of the reasons they're on pace to win their division, something they haven't done in 14 years. Head coach Jack Del Rio has worked wonders in his 2 years with the team, but even Del Rio thinks this is only the beginning of their success.
We should continue to grow. I mean, really, it's gotten better, but honestly, it still has a ways to go, in my opinion, and it will get better.
But how much better can it get? They're on pace to have one of the best seasons in team history. With everything clicking for the team, they can focus on the ultimate goal, winning a championship.
Touchdown, Raiders!
Now, it's not guaranteed that the Silver and Black will be playing come mid-January. They have yet to play road games against the rest of their division. But if they continue what they've been doing, we'll be talking about them come playoff time. Now, Victor Anguiano joins me to explain the impact this presidential election is having on sports.
Yeah, Julian, by President-elect Donald Trump winning the election has sent shockwaves throughout the entire nation. We've seen anti-Trump protests just like this one that you're seeing on the video all across the Bay Area. And for some players, it's helping them understand where America stands.
It's just a shame that, throughout this process, a lot of those folks were hiding, and waited, for the cover of the ballot to represent who they are.
And Warriors forward David West was just getting started. He feels having Donald Trump in office makes it clear that this country continues to deal with racial inequality.
This whole fairy tale about some post-racial, this utopia that Obama supposedly created it's all bull.
But unlike West, Raiders quarterback Derek Carr took an entirely different approach.
All I know is if you want to be successful and you want to dominate, you got to come together. And so, I know as a people,
that we have a new leader that's going to be in place, and he's going to lay out a vision. But it's up to us. It's really up to us to come together, love one another, and serve each other.
But that might be easier said than done. On Sunday, Buccaneers receiver Mike Evans, he sat during the national anthem protesting against Donald Trump being the next president. Since then, he has apologized to everyone that was offended by his actions, but intends to continue to fight for equal rights.
Now, from the Raiders to the Warriors. On Sunday, the Dubs came out on top against the Phoenix Suns, 133-120. Michelle Gong is in the newsroom with highlights and a look into their 4-game road trip out east.
Despite Devin Booker and the Suns' great defense, the Big Three came out big on Sunday night. Klay Thompson and Stephen Curry each shot for 30. Kevin Durant missed the mark by 1 with 29 points, but hey, 89 points from these guys ain't too shabby. As the Warriors hosted the Suns, they also welcomed back an old friend, Leandro Barbosa, who got a nice ovation at Oracle. Klay Thompson always does a great job reading the defense and gets open for a layup. Later on, Booker thought he had this in the bag, but nope. Denied by Draymond Green, and it allows KD to send it wide open to Klay, who hits the 3. Booker was fantastic in this game with 19 points as he hits this 3. But the Warriors with Durant, showing their power. Whoa, timeout, KD. But he couldn't be stopped. Durant denied Booker of a dunk, which ultimately led to a Curry 3 all the way from Fremont. The Warriors are facing a road trip out east this week. Durant says they're looking forward to the challenge.
Well, we just want to keep building. We know it's going to be a tough test. We're looking forward to it. We know every team and every building is going to be, the energy is going to be top-notch, especially playing against us. Everybody's going to want us to lose.
So now the Warriors will face the Celtics, then the Bucks and Pacers. They return to Oracle on Wednesday night before Thanksgiving to welcome back Luke Walton and the Lakers. Reporting live in the newsroom, Michelle Gong, State of Events.
Fans of Star Wars may have a better use for their lightsabers in San Francisco. Ludo Sport is an exercise class where anyone is welcome to join the clan. The class can teach you trust, focus, determination, and more. The activity goes far beyond Star Wars to create a sense of self-awareness. Use the Force and check out ludosport.net for more information. Lifetime Achievement Award winner Alonzo King's reputation speaks for him. He's a globally known choreographer. His contemporary dance company performs worldwide.
10 years ago, his company combined with the Dominican University of California. Their BFA program provides students with educational and dance opportunities. State of Events reporter Thelma Annan on how students keep their technique on point.
This may look like an empty hallway, but behind each door is bursting with music. This is the Alonzo King's Lines Ballet Center in San Francisco. Here, students are both academics and dancers. The program welcomes participants from all over the world. Students train with professional instructors to better themselves both inside the classroom and out.
This is such a program where your artistic voice matters. So I want to be able to show other dancers that your voice does matter in this community. Just because you're a dancer doesn't mean you don't have a voice. Just because you're an artist you don't have a voice. Your voice speaks so many words.
Alonzo King's Lines Ballet puts on beautiful showcases of upcoming talent, and it all starts here at this bar. After 2 years of training, dancers must learn to land on their feet. Combining classical ballet with modern dance forms, students display their hard work and creativity with biannual showcases.
The program is very rigorous technically, but it's also very rigorous in terms of character development. A life in dance is really one of dedication and devotion, and that, I think Alonzo's philosophy really brings that forward for the students.
You can see it all take center stage every fall and winter season. From San Francisco, this is Thelma Annan, State of Events.
And that's going to be it for today's State of Events.
Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.